What's up, everybody? It's Silas Kingdomnaire, Kingdom Forth. I am a Kingdomnaire. I am in the kingdom of God. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I'm successful. Guys, I want to come on here and I want to tell you what the Lord was telling me to tell you. It's time to multiply what you have. It's time to multiply. That's what it is. Guys, I want you to read this in Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30. It talks about the parable of the talents. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country." I want you to read this. "Who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2. God keeps showing me this. No matter, I have different Bibles, and every time I open one of those Bibles, he takes me directly to this. He takes me directly to this, and he wants me to talk about this today. And he said he gave 5 talents to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Then he who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made another 5 talents. And likewise he who had received 2 gained 2 more also. But he who had received 1 went and dug in the ground and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Right? What is God giving you? Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. Can you say that to God right now? His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over what you had. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. And then it goes on to say, he also who had received 2 talents. See, stop trying to compare your talents to other people. Stop comparing what you got to somebody else. Make what you got grow. Make what you got multiply. He also who had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done. He said the same thing to the person who had 2 talents. The same thing he told to the person who started with 5. He said the same thing to the person who multiplied his 2. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, see, you got to be grateful for what you got. You comparing yourself to other people, and you hiding you hiding your talent. You're saving that you think that you're looking at other people and you see them, they're growing, they're multiplying. And you're like, man, all I got is this. I'm going to just hide this. I can't do what they're doing. I can't grow like that. I'm just hide this. Maybe this is the best thing for me. I can't risk this. This is all I got. No. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked. It says, let me finish reading. He said, then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid. See, you can't be afraid and multiply. You can't be afraid and grow. That's why you got to stop comparing your talent, your life to other people's talent. He said, and I was afraid. And went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. You cannot be afraid to make what God has given you multiply. You cannot be afraid. And any investor, I'm talking about financially right now, any investor, when you invest, you cannot be afraid. Anybody that has invested, they have had faith. It takes faith to invest. When you invest in the gospel, when you tithe and offer, it takes faith. When you sow seeds, it takes faith. When you invest in stocks and Forex, whatever it is that you're investing in, it takes faith. And right here, the guy, the servant that didn't invest, that didn't multiply what his Lord had given him, said he was afraid. Are you afraid? I'm asking you, are you afraid? You can't multiply and be afraid. And he went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. God don't want back what he gave you. He wanted to grow. He gave it to you to grow it. Remember how he put Adam in the garden to tend it, to make it, to keep it, right? To take care of it. That's what God wants you to do with your talent. He wants you to take care of it. He wants you to grow it. And then it goes on to say, but his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked. Oh, why did he tell? He told him, he thought he was doing the right thing. And you think saving that talent, you think saving that money, you think saving all of it, you can save a portion of it, but a portion you need to grow. Grow your savings. Change your mindset from I'm going to keep my savings stagnant to I'm going to grow it. You think by hiding your talents that's the right thing, but it says you wicked and lazy servant. See, when you get the mindset that I'm going to grow, that I'm going to multiply, it takes skills to do it. So you got to get diligent in that area so you can make it multiply. Like any investor, you got to get diligent and learn how to do the skill. You got to learn the skill so you can be diligent and not lazy with the talent and make it multiply. It says you wicked and lazy servant. The only reason you're afraid because you don't think you can do it. You don't think you can make what God gave you multiply, so you're hiding it. You think that's the best option. You think if I hide it, nobody's going to take it, but eventually it's going to be taken from you. Let me show you. You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that. Let me ask you this. Have you ever saved money and you thought you was going to keep that money? Then all of a sudden something happened and now you don't have that money no more. Something happened and you don't have that no more. It happens. You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Therefore take the talent from him. Have you ever had your money, your talent, taken from you because you didn't grow it? Because you mismanaged what God gave you. Because you wasn't faithful over what the Lord had blessed you with. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. Therefore, take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. Wow, I'm seeing this happen to people every day. Somebody in my investment group, one of my good friends, they're just profiting money, and they're making their money grow. They're thankful. They're giving God glory every time the people in my group, and they're just, and it's growing. They're growing their savings. But the people who aren't making multiply what God gave them, it's being taken from them anyways. So wouldn't you rather risk? Like both ways are risking. If you save your money, don't think that you're not risking. You're still risking. I would rather have my money multiplying or give it the chance to grow than to keep it stagnant where somebody could just steal it. Somebody could just take it. If I just hold on to it, eventually it's going to be taken from me and given to somebody who is making it multiply. And then it says, for to everyone who has, more will be given, and he who have abundance, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Whoever don't want to multiply, whoever don't want to do what the Lord commanded us to do, multiply, be fruitful and multiply. Whoever does not want to multiply what God has given them, it will be taken from them and given to somebody who wants to multiply. Even sinners are making their money multiply. Why are they doing it and not God's children? When he said the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. It's laid up. It's stored up. What does that mean? It's in a place. It's in an environment where we have the ability to extract it. Like in the Forex market, once you learn the skill, you can extract wealth that's laid up, that people are investing. And it can come into your hands. No matter, you can start with $10. You can start with $100, $200. And you can learn a skill. You can practice it and come up with a plan. And get diligent because the money that you have in your hand right now, this is why you're gonna take what you're doing serious and learn the skill. Because the money you have in your hand, you care about what God gave you. So when you invest, you're not gonna be sloppy. You're not gonna be lazy with your investing. But you're gonna learn all that you need to know about the investment you're about to make. So when you go into the market, when you go and buy the stock, or you trade the cryptocurrency, or you trade the currency, or you do whatever it is that you're doing in investment, or you're doing the real estate. You learn so much about the skill that when you go do it, it's multiplying you. Because you got the wisdom. You got the knowledge. You know what to do. You know what not to do. And why did you get all that knowledge? Why did you do that? It said they traded their talents. And they received 5 more. He received the 2 more. Why did you go through all that training, all that learning to multiply? Because you care about what's in your hand. My question to you, do you care about what God is giving you? Financially. And in other areas as well. But financially, I'm talking about right now. Do you care about what God has put in your hand? Will make it multiply. And then it says, and cast the unprofitable servant. Listen. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. The unprofitable servant thought he was being profitable by holding on to what he had. I'm going to hold on to this because if I hold on to it, it won't go nowhere. I can't lose it, and I can't lose it. That's what he was thinking. I can't lose it, and I can't gain nothing with it. I'm not going to gain anything. I just want to stay here. I'm comfortable. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So guys, I want you to do this. If you are you're investing on here, right? Because every day you're doing investments. Everything is an investment. Watching this video, going to get your gas. Everything you do is an investment. Everything. Everything you do is an investment. When you start investing, I want you to, whatever you put in your investment account, focus on doubling that. And once you double that, once you have some more money, double that. And then put some more. And focus on doubling what you put in. Focus on doubling. This is what the Lord wanted me to talk about. And as you see me grow, you're going to see me talk about this more. Because the Lord's children, they need to know how to do this. And I believe if we were teaching our children since they was in pre-K, if we had a whole course on investment, starting from pre-K all the way to college, all the way to high school, our children would be way, way better. Our generation would be way, way better if they knew how to multiply what they had. If they knew how to be an investor. If they had a whole school just for that. Like if they had a whole program from pre-K. If y'all could be creative with ABC and all this, all the way from pre-K all the way to college, teaching us all this stuff, some of the stuff we don't really use. Right? But a lot of it we do use, especially when you're investing. When you're learning how to invest, a lot of stuff that they was teaching us in high school, in school, it really does, like economics, right? Geometry, all that stuff does, like people used to say, I used to say, like, I'm not going to use this. But actually, what they was teaching us in school, some of the stuff you can use, but they don't tell you can use it in investing. They don't really talk about that. They don't really teach you about investing in school. But I want you to focus on multiplying what God is giving you. And I promise you, when you do this, when you get this mindset that I'm going to grow a portion, I'm going to grow a portion of what, I'm not going to just save it all, because I've been saving. And every time I save, it ends up decreasing. So why don't I try? Why don't I try? Try it. Try multiplying what God gave you. Get a portion, 10%, 5%. Put a portion aside and jump out on faith. Remember, to whom much is given, much is required. Guys, so multiply what God gave you. Be blessed. It's Silas Kingdomnaire, Kingdom for Fear, guys. Every day I'm coming on here, and every day I'm going to do what the Lord tells me to do. I pray this helped you. I pray this just strengthen you that you can do it. You can make it multiply. Don't hide what God has given you. Release his talents. When you release it, when you release what God has given you, he will make it grow. He will make it multiply. So be blessed. Later.